You got a Minecraft world where you claim to have built every single farm? Well, think again. Hello people, Jaffa here, and welcome to a pointless farm. Yes, I am proud of that pun. Today I'm going to be showing you how to farm pointed dripstone, all the uses of it, and then work out if the farm is pointless or not. Right, let's get to it. Ow! And welcome to my dripstone farm. It's not a complicated build, however it is quite a big build, though the size is down to yourself and whatever suits your needs. So inside, it is nice and relaxing. So on the ceiling we have pointed dripstone on dripstone blocks. You don't need to use the dripstone blocks, I've just done it for aesthetic purposes. Any full block will work. On the walls we have leaves. On the ground we have a mixture of moss blocks and jack-o'-lanterns. Going back to the ceiling, above the dripstone blocks we have a layer of water. So dripstone isn't the quickest to grow, so if you are wanting a lot, it is good to make the farm pretty big. With the water on top of the dripstone will slowly grow downwards, and also with the dripping water it will start to grow on the ground as well. So at each end I have a stream of water running down, and then the water goes all the way to the very centre. Then it leads to a water elevator in the centre, which leads up to these chests. So the way that this farm works is flying machines. I have one that is one block further down than the very top. This will hit off any dripstone that is grown, but it will also keep the pointed dripstone that is already on there just so it can carry on growing, so nothing has to be replaced. So I also have a flying machine on the floor. This will pick up any dripstone that is forming on the floor. With the floor being made out of moss and jack-o'-lanterns, these blocks don't stick to the slime blocks, so there won't be any issues. Same with the leaves on the walls. So at the back of the farm I have a little room here. Got a very simple EFO hopper clock. I'll give you a little view here just so you can copy it when you're building. You just need to make sure you use sticky pistons and that these hoppers are pointed into each other. Because the dripstone does take quite a while to form, in the hopper I have got a full 5 stacks of items in there, having it on the maximum time period. So if I flip this lever, the items will start ticking down into the other hopper. So once the timer ticks down, the flying machine is set off. Please excuse the visual glitches. You can see the top one knocking all them off, and then the bottom one sliding the others along. Then they drop into the water, take it along the stream, and you can see them all popping up here, which should lead into this chest. And there we have it. With the current redstone that I have set up, I do have both flying machines set off at the same time. A little change I would add is making the top one set off a little before, just so it can knock the dripstone down, and then this one running behind can pick it up. With this farm, it is adjustable height-wise. And there it goes again. So it will pick up any items that it left the first time. Because it's using slime blocks, it does push the items along quite well. And there we go. So the way that I have the redstone working is simply use redstone dust and redstone repeaters to make sure the redstone reaches to the very end. So on the flying machine end we have a block of obsidian because it isn't movable, so the flying machine won't carry on. I have a trapdoor in front of that. On the other end I have an observer that activates the trapdoor, and then I make sure the redstone goes past that observer, and I also have it linked up to the top as well. So when the redstone turns off, it will send a signal like so, activate the trapdoor, which will activate the flying machine. Okay, so in this farm, I'm obviously only farming a certain section of it. So this is just so I can show you how to make one of the flying machines involved. So whenever making a flying machine next to each other, you always want to alternate between slime and honey. With the flying machines, they can only take up a certain amount of blocks. So if I was to make this all slime and just have a big line to the very end, it wouldn't work. So with this setup with 2 sticky pistons and 2 observers, it will take 12 slime blocks. And because honey blocks and slime blocks don't stay together, it's good to alternate it between if they ever, just in case they touch, so no breakages will happen. So I'm going to mirror image this build. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put 1 back. Then we want a sticky piston facing this way and an observer behind it. We'll grab the honey again and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 in front and then mirror image that again. Sticky piston and observer. So lining up with this observer, we want to put the obsidian in this wall. I'm just going to get rid of this observer just so the flying machine doesn't set off. But we want to put the trapdoor there, and I can put the observer going back. So going on the other end, this is where we have the bottom observer. So we want to break through, just 1 block behind until we find that obsidian. And there it is. So if we carry on a red line of redstone, and just to make sure the power stays strong enough, we'll add a repeater there as well. So I've opened up this area just so we can see it and so we can place this observer. Placing the observer there. And then we want the redstone to go in front and this should make it set off. And there we have it. So with it going along, we want to find the observer on this end. And then make sure the obsidian and trapdoor are there. Just so it doesn't fly into the wall and get stuck against the actual wall. Just to make sure there's no issues, I'm going to flick that trapdoor. So what I'm noticing is using the honey blocks, some of the dripstone do get stuck on top of the honey blocks. A solution to this might be having a layer of moss ready to kind of like knock it off as the honey blocks get there. And then it'll pick it up against the floor next time. Or you could just stick with slime blocks but make sure there's a 1 gap in between each flying machine. So again, you'd need to build one on the top and make sure behind the wall the redstone activates the trapdoor at the top as well. But yes, you can make this farm as wide as you like, as long as you like. However, I'd advise to not make it too big because the flying machines can break when they go out of loaded chunks. I hope all that has made sense. If not, feel free to leave any questions in the comments. So it's come to that time again. Is this farm pointless? Well, it is a pretty efficient way to get pointed dripstone. After running it just a few times, I've got nearly 3 stacks. So using the pointed dripstone, you can make the dripstone blocks. These can be used decoratively, especially against the actual pointed dripstone itself. So with getting more pointed dripstone and dripstone blocks, you can expand this farm the more you use it. So with the pointed dripstone, you can use that as a weird scaffolding. However, just be careful because now I'm in survival, you can actually damage yourself. And having some at the bottom of drops can be pretty lethal. You can also use the pointed dripstone in traps. A big use for pointed dripstone is you can use it to get an unlimited lava source. It's a slow process, but eventually the cauldrons will fill up with lava. And apart from when the flying machines are going by, it's actually a really relaxing place to be. This sound might not be everyone's cup of tea. It might make some people need the toilet. But I find this just like my sort of ASMR. So if you're ever feeling a bit stressed and you've built a farm like this, just come and take a breather. Plus this kind of looks kind of cool once it grows. Though unless you actually need a lot of dripstone or dripstone blocks, or a place to chill out and have very nice ASMR, I'm gonna have to say yes, I'm afraid this farm is pointless. In which case I'd suggest making something like so. Water at the top, some pointed dripstone coming down, we've got some pistons, some observers. This is the setup I have for the redstone. It probably could be more efficient, but that's how I've made it. But yeah, I'll just slowly do its thing. Get you some pointed dripstone, ready for whenever you need it, if ever you need it. Thank you for watching. It's been a while since I've done a pointless farm video. I'm not going to be making them every week anymore. I'm afraid it's probably going to go down to probably once a month. But don't worry, I do have like a whole list of pointless farms I will be making. If you've enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and share. And I'll see you when I see you. So it's come to that time again. Is this palm pointless?